Okay, here question number 1. Briefly define what is an operating system. What is an operating system? List out 5 examples for operating systems. Right. We see first what is about operating system, that already we did this part in the theory classes. I think this we did in online, as online class, this operating systems. Therefore, you remember what it is. Right. For the question number 1, operating system. Operating system. Right. What is operating system? Here we know when we consider the computer, there's 2 important terms: computer hardware and computer software. Computer software. Right. The computer hardware can find in separately and computer software separately. Right. But if you want to work with computer software, right, normally as a users, we are using computer software to do various types of tasks with the computer. Right. But if you want to do something with the computer, there should be a way to link between this computer hardware and software. Otherwise, you will can't do anything with the computer. Right. How you are going to create a link between this computer hardware and software? In this case, they are involved intermediate tool that is called operating system. Operating system. The task of the operating system is create a link between this computer hardware and the computer software. Right. That's the one way of defining the computer operating system. Right. How you can define the computer operating system is the first way. I'm going to show you another way to define operating system. The first way is operating system is used to create a link between computer hardware and computer hardware and computer software. Right. Then another way we can identify what is computer operating system. Right. We know if you want to work with the computer, that immediately after you giving power to the computer, you can't work with. You have to wait. Sometimes you have to wait until load all everything. Then only after that only you can work with the computer. That means you want to get your desktop environment, taskbar, small icons, notification area, right? All of you have to wait until getting all of these things, right? Therefore, in that view, operating system we can identify it as in this way: operating system provide necessary environment, provide necessary environment to run application software. Right? If you want to work with Word or Excel or any other application software, then you have to wait until load all the things, all the necessary operating system environment. That means you need a taskbar, desktop environment, small icons, notification area, start button, right? All of these things you need if you want to work with the computer, right? How provide these things is through the operating system, right? We'll move to the next part of the same question. List out 5 examples for operating systems. Examples. What are the examples? Already you know this about the examples. Here asking to mention only 5. Right. Most common one is Windows environment. Windows operating system. Right. If you consider the Windows operating system, you can find many versions. Right. The latest version is Windows 10. Right. Then Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows XP, Windows 2000. In that way, you can find many versions of the Windows operating systems. The current versions are Windows 10 and 8. Right. Uh, then there are many other operating systems also you can find. For example, Linux. Linux users also in these days very popular operating systems. There are many Linux users you can find around the computer environments. Linux, Ubuntu. Uh, then if you are using Apple Macintosh computer, then they are using separate operating systems, right? They are not able to use Windows, Linux, or Ubuntu. Therefore, the Apple company, they are designed a separate operating system for Apple computers, right? That is called Apple operating system, right? Then Android operating system mainly using smart devices, right? Tablets or smartphones, right? More very popular among smart users or tablet users. That operating system, Android operating system. Okay, that's name 5 names for the operating systems. I think it's enough for question number 1. Right, we'll move to the question number 2. Read it. Question number 2. Right. Question number 2. They are asking, briefly explain the major functions of an operating system. Right. What are the functions? Here we are going to learn 5 different functions. Right. If we discuss about the functions of the operating system, you have to concentrate on these 5. The first one, the first function, it's given actually in the definition. It provides all the necessary things to run the application software. Right. Provide necessary environment. Provide necessary environment. Then environment elements mean taskbar, small icons, notification area, right? All of these provided by the operating system. Therefore, as a first function, we identified provide necessary environment as the first important function on the operating systems. Right. Then second function we called as memory management. Memory management. Right? We need the memory management because there are many types of memories we can find inside the computer. Right? If you consider the memory types, right? Earlier in the first revision assessment, we discussed the types of memories available in the computer. Primary memory, secondary memory, then RAM and ROM, cache memory, registers. In that way, there are many types of memories available with the computer. Right? Therefore, there should be a way to manage these memories. Therefore, they introduce a memory management unit inside the computer to manage these types of memories. Right? The function of this memory management doing under operating system. Therefore, we identified the second main functions of the operating system is memory management. Memory management. Right. The third one, file management. File management. What is file management? Right? We work with the computer. We can see there are many types of files. Right? All of these files we can categorize under data files or system files. Right? All of these files we can categorize under data files or system files. The data files mean user defined, user created files, right? User created files. All of the user created files we can categorize under data files, right? If you are using a word processing package, right, then you can create word files. If you are using the Excel or Excel software, then you can create Excel files, right? All of these are under data files. The second category is system files. The system files is used inside the computer to perform their activities, internal activities of the computer, right? To perform internal activities of the computer, they are using system files. For example, operating system files, right? In that way, we can identify these all of these files under either data or system. When we consider the file management, right, they are doing two major functions, right? If you consider the file management mean operating system doing these things. First one, sets capacity, to the files, right? Set capacity to the file, right? You know, if you create a file, they are getting a size 1 KB, 1 MB, right? 1.25 MB. In that way, the capacity is available with the file. How you are going to give in this capacity? Think about that. How you set the capacity, right? When you are working with the word environment, they are asking to enter the capacity, right? No, they are not asking giving the capacity for the files. This capacity automatically given to the files. Actually, its capacity set by the operating system. That's a function under file management, setting capacity of the files. The second one, set extension, right? Set extension. We will discuss more detail about this extension in the next question. Therefore, for this question, remember these two important points under file management. Right, that's enough for under file management. Then next, operating system function. Fourth one, device management. Fourth one, device management. Device management. Why we need device management? Right? We know when we consider the computer, there are many devices around it. Right? Keyboard, mouse, printers, scanners. Right? Not only that, inside the computer also many devices: hard disk, motherboard, different types of memories, RAM and ROM. Right? All of these are under devices. Therefore, there should be a way to manage these devices properly. Therefore, operating system provide the facility to manage these devices. This is under device management. Device management, right? Then next one, security management. Security management, right? Why we need security management? Right? We know in a computer, right? There are because of the different reason, this security may be down. Right? Because of computer viruses. Due to computer viruses, computer security may be down. Also, another reason, access unauthorized people. Unauthorized person, right? Unauthorized person mean the person who are access your computer without knowing you, without giving permission from you. Unauthorized persons, right? They are accessing your computer and they are doing various types of unnecessary thing with your computer, right? Stolen data, changing the data. In that way, there are many unnecessary things they are doing with your computer, right? How you control this unauthorized access? By setting username and password. Username and password. by setting username and password, you can increase security of your computer. Right? This is a function under security management. Right? Right. That's about the computer functions. I think that's all for question number 2. Right. We'll move to the next question. Question number 3. Read it. I think this question paper is available with you as a printout or as a soft copy. Therefore, you can read it. Question number 3. What is the difference between folder and files? Folders and files. Also, another part in this question mentioned the steps needed to create folders. Steps needed to create folders. Right. Files and folders. Right. What is file? File management is one of the function under operating system that we already discussed under 3. Third function. Right. That in that case we identified there are 2 types of files: data files and system files. And in short, we can say file is a set of data. Right. This data may be identified as data file or system file. That already mentioned these things. System file. Right. Then the difference between files and folder. Then what is folder? Right. Folder is a collection of files. That simply we can say collection of files. Actually, folder is a place we are using to store this collection of files. Right? There should be a place to store this collection of files. This is known as folder. Right? Computer folder. Folder is a collection of file. Right? Actually, folder is a place, right? Particular place that we are using to store this collection of files. That's the meaning. Is folder. Right? Then how you are going to identify from these files and folders? How you are going to identify? Normally, files you can identify through an icon. All of file they have separate icons. For example, Word file. Normally, Word file they have a W icon. Then PowerPoint file, P icon. In that way, different icons available with the files. Through these icons, you can identify this as a file. Then how you are going to identify the folder is icon. That's also an icon. That's a yellow color icon. That's like a suitcase icon. Right? That's a yellow color icon. In that way, we can identify folders separated from the files. Right? Okay, that's about files and folders. Then they are asking how to create folders. How you are going to create the folders? Can anyone tell how you are going to create the folder? Steps for creating the folder. Steps for creating the folder. What is the importance of creating folders? You can organize your file. Right? Organize your files properly using your computer. You can store your computer files separately. Then you can store your psychology files in another folder. Then you can store your measurement files in another folder. Right? In that way, you can organize your files properly using these folders. Right? Therefore, you should know how to create folders. The first step is you want to select the place where you are going to create that particular folder. Select the place. Select place which you want to create the folder. Select place. This place may be your hard drive or any hard drive partition, C drive, D drive, or pen drive also. You can use pen drive. In that way, you have to select the place where you want to save your documents. Then second step, under this COD, select a free area and right click on your mouse. Select a free area, select a free area and right click. Then once you right click, then what's happened? Then it will show a menu. From this menu, select folder. Select folder, then select new. Right. Once you click new, then they are allowing to give in the name for the particular folder. Right. They are giving opportunity to enter the name for the folder. Right. In that way, you can set the name for your folder and finally press enter key. Press enter key. Right. That's the step for creating folders, but there are many other ways to create in the folders also. You can use or you can write down these other ways also correct. Right. Okay, that's about the question number 3. And now move to the question number 4. What is a file extension? Name 5 examples for extensions. Right. File extension, that already we heard about this term. Can you remember that? Where that term is found? When we discuss about the, again, file management. That's the third function of the operating system. Under file management, already we learned there are 2 main functions under file management. That is setting the size and the setting file extension. Right. That is regarding the file extension. File extension. Right. What is file extension? Actually, file extension is a type of code that used to identify each file separately. There should be a way to identify each and every file separately or uniquely, because thousands of files available in your computer. Therefore, there should be a proper way to identify each of these files separately. They are using this code or extension to identify the files separately. Right? This file extension is a code that used to identify files files separately or uniquely. Right. Then we'll discuss more detail about this file extension. When we consider the names of file, these names containing 2 parts, 2 major parts. These 2 parts separated from a dot mark, right? Dot or full stop mark, dot. Right? The left side of the dot mark and the right side. Always this left side contain the file name. Right? File name. The right side of the dot mark contain the file extension. File extension. The file name can be set by user. That's any name, any relevant name set by the user. Right? Any relevant name set by the user. This extension set automatically by the operating system. Right? Set automatically. You no need to give in the extension. Right? This is automatically set by the operating system. Right? For example, suppose file name test, and if you are making, for example, suppose you are work with the word processing package, MS Word. Right? Then once you save the document, you only giving the name test. That extension part automatically taken or automatically set by the operating system, right? DOCX. That's the example. Right. I think you understand about this extension. Here also asking name 5 examples. 5 examples for operating system. Right. Tell me some examples. What are the examples for extensions? If you are working with that already we written here, docx, that's a word file, right? Like that. Then what are the other examples? If you are doing a PowerPoint or presentation file, then what's the extension? Extension dot pptx, right? Then dot jpg. What the file? Dot jpg mean image file, right? Dot gif files, also image or animation files. Then dot pdf, portable document files, pdf. Then what else? Dot h.
GIF.
Yes, gif here. I under 3, that's the image file. I already marked this gif.
HTML.
Dot htm.
MP3.
Yes. Dot mp3. mp3 is which type of files? mp3 audio files, mp3 audio, and mp4 video files, right? In that way we can identify many file types, right? I think that's okay for the question number 4. Any questions you can ask? Right. If you have no question, then we'll move to the next question. What is the difference between CLI and GUI? CLI and GUI. CLI and GUI. If we consider, if we discuss with the operating system, right, this another 2 important things here, CLI and GUI. These 2 terms refers to same thing, that's called interface. Right? These 2 terms refers to the same thing, that is called interface. Right? What is interface? Interface is a place where place where occurred communication between user and the computer. Interface is a place where, right? Interface is a place where occurred communication between computer users and computer users and computer, right? Then we discuss about the interfaces. There are 2 types, mainly 2 types of interfaces. The first one, CLI. CLI stand for command line interface. Command line interface. Command line mean if you are using command line or CLI interface mean always you have to give in instruction by typing. Only the way of giving instruction to the computers only typing. Right? Therefore, only keyboard is used with these used with the systems that are available with this type of operating systems. Right? The best example is DOS, disk operating system. Only you can use keyboard. Every time you have to give in the instruction by typing. Right? Normally nowadays they are not much popular, these command line interfaces, but sometimes, especially in the computer maintenance, that the technician use this DOS operating system. Right. Therefore, it still use this DOS operating systems, but not much popular among the general users. Right. That's about CLI or command line interface. Then second one, GUI. GUI mean
Excuse me,
graphical
sir.
user. Oh, sorry. Yes. What's the problem?
Sir, is it also known as character user interface, CLI?
No. CLI mean command line interface. Right. For example, DOS operating system. All the operating system that command line in interfaces operating system available a command line that's called prompt in they are using this symbol prompt, right? DOS use this symbol prompt. In front of this prompt, uh, you can give in the instruction, you can type the instructions, right? Not character line, this is a command line. Command, you have to give the command to the computer, instruction to the computer. That's why it's called as command line interface, right? Okay, is it okay for your problem?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Then graphical user interface. Graphical user interface, right? To communicate with the graphical user interface, right? These systems having small icons, that mean graphical tools, small graphical tools available to communicate with the user, right? These graphical tools may be small icons or windows, right? Then menus, right? These are the graphical tools. Through these graphical tools, users are able to communicate with the system, right? They are able to use mouse, keyboard as a mouse to communicate with the computer. All the current operating system, latest operating systems are categorized under this category, graphical user interface. That means Windows system, then Linux, Ubuntu, Android, all of these systems can categorize under graphical user interface. Right. That is about the interfaces, operating system interfaces. Right. I think that's okay for question number 5. Then we should want to move to the question number 6. But before that, only we have 3 minutes remaining. 3 minutes. Therefore, the rest of the question paper I will discuss in next class. Right, next class. Therefore, here I'm going to stop the class here. Again, I remind you to complete the revision assessment 4. Right. Any question? If you have any question, now time to ask. We have another 2 minutes. If you have any question, you can ask now.
Sir, this CLI is equal to the CLI as in telephones also, sir. The communication system.
No, that's separate. Right? In communication system, CLI means I think they are giving their telephone numbers to the other part. Right? When you make the call, your telephone number can appear to the other parts. That's a normal service in this day. That's a different service, right? CLI, this is a command line interface. You see the computer. That's a type of computer operating system interface. Okay, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Right. Any other questions? Okay, then I'm going to stop the class here. Then our next class again next Friday, right? Next Friday, 9 to 9:30 or 9:45, right? Then okay, thank you very much for the participation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.